Hi guys, welcome back to Chesil Beach. Now as you can see from the size of the stones, I'm actually down at the Portland end of the bank today, and we've had a couple of days of quite brisk southeasterly winds which has really stirred up the water. It's flattened off now, there's a little bit of a swell still, but what it's done is it's just stirred that water up a little bit. There's loads of oxygen in there, and I'm hoping that that's going to bring in some of the bigger predatory species like hounds and rays. Last time we were looking for place in some pretty miserable conditions. Today, hopefully, we'll be able to show you something a little bit bigger. Two key baits today are going to be blast frozen medium sand eels and fresh live peeler crab. Now we've got temperatures today pushing up into the high teens. If I was to just put those into any old container and leave them out in the sun, a couple of hours into the session, or not even that, the bait would be ruined. There's nothing worse than trying to bait up with a sand eel that's defrosted. The belly's split, the presentation's poor. For me, I might as well go home at that point. So for my sand eels, I've got a small cool box here, and then inside this cool box is a wide mouth food flask. If we take the lid off, you can see that the sand eels inside are rock solid, and I can just take those out one at a time and defrost them as needed. As a backup to that, the cool box is also loaded with these frozen ice blocks, so even if I put this in full sun, the bait inside will remain frozen solid until it's needed. I also have a larger cool box with me, and this is for my crab. And what I've done is I've layered the bottom of this cool box with ice blocks. I then have a thick layer of damp newspaper. The crabs are placed on top, and then finally a layer of damp seaweed is put over the top of that, so I can be confident that for the duration of my session they're going to remain alive. And if we have a little look inside, got some nice sized crabs, all in prime condition. We'll get a couple of nice baits out of each one of those. So as you can see from the slight set in the rod tip, we're just starting to get a little bit of tide flow through from the left. Hopefully that's going to bring some fish on the feed. Not the start I hoped for, to be completely honest with you all. Let's hope we've got that out of the way now, and the next fish will be a hound or a ray. I've got to say as well, it's one of the smallest dogfish you'd ever wish to see, but hey, let's move on. So there's two rods out now. It's been a little bit quiet. Loads of tide coming from the left. So currently we've got a ray bait, a single sand eel on the multiplier rod as far as possible. And then we've got a couple of small halves of crab on the Conti setup. We've got a lot of cloud come over now actually. It's gone from being quite warm to pretty fresh actually. And we've still got this nagging southeasterly wind which is pushing down through. Right, so there we go guys, very very pretty grey Gurnard. Wasn't too long ago these were quite a rarity on Chesil, but the last couple of years they seem to have made a real comeback on the beach. So yeah, they seem to come in a variety of colours as well. I don't know if it's the male or the female, which is like a steel grey. This is more of a pinky colour, but beautiful fish to catch. that's only been back out there a couple of minutes, and we have another grey Gurnard. Another kind of pinky coloured one. Stunning looking fish. It's just a shame they don't grow a bit bigger. But yeah, once upon a time this would all be, this time of year, probably small tubs before the reds arrived. So really nice to see these about. Again on half a crab, relatively close in. So yeah, passes the time while we're waiting for a bigger fish. There we go guys, just for comparison, we've now had a tub Gurnard as well. There's obviously a few little Gurnards out there today, once again on the small crab baits. I love the colours on the fins of these fish. It's a shame we don't get the monsters they get over in Ireland and places like that, but still a stunning looking creature. So not quite the size we wanted, but a little hound pup, a couple of pound, taken on crab as you'd expect. Yeah, good fun on the light gear, muddy fishing, what, 0.23 line on my Conti rod, so good fun. Hopefully as it gets towards dusk now there might be a bigger one there. So the sun sets on another day on Chesil Beach. It's been a relatively short session this afternoon. Oh, as we speak, I've just got a little bite on the Conti rod. I don't know if you could pick that up then. So maybe we're not done and dusted quite yet. There we go. Looks a little bit dogfish to me. But we'll leave that knocking away. There's 2 hooks on there. But yeah, it's been pretty slow going. I think I've had 4 dogs, 3 Gurnard and that little hound pup. So I think the combination of the May rot and this being the smallest tide of the month has probably hampered us a little bit. But it looks like we might have at least one more fish. That line's starting to drop a little bit slack. So we'll have a look at that and see what we have on the end. Definitely time to go home. There's actually a double shot of pout. One of them's dropped off on the edge, but that's pretty much me done. See you next time.